Hey, what's going on, guys? I have been going for a long time, and a lot has changed since you guys last heard from me. I'm sure I don't need to give you an update about it, but um, yeah, quite a few changes have come into Rise of Kingdoms. We've got the commander swaps. We've got the rewards for getting people back to the game, and I think the developers are on the brink of doing something really great. They have recognized that the increased velocity of commanders is not necessarily a great thing for all of those currently concerned and playing the game, because not everybody can afford to get the newest and greatest and latest commanders. So they said, how can we do this? How can we deliver value? And they came through with the commander swaps. You could do two commanders, right? And so I'm going to show you what my choices were and how I geared up and what my thinking was about this event. If you like Rise of Kingdoms, like and subscribe. I'll try to release some videos in more rapid succession in the future. I don't know how it goes. We'll see what happens. But for this, I didn't want to just let this be wasted, right? So if you can see my city, yes, 2234 does suck indeed. And you know what? I left there, and I'm in a new server now. I'm in 1992, and the story is kind of similar in how I came to these two kingdoms. Me and the leadership in 2234 didn't get along. Dictatorship. He zeroed me for, the king zeroed me for hitting him in Canyon. A lot of you know that story from Facebook. I posted the screenshots there and everything, and it was crazy and ridiculous, and it's just stupid. He totally ruins the KVKs. His Diplo is horrible. I mean, he's the only king that I've ever seen be unanimously hated by the entire KVK map, right? So even allies, everybody, it was ridiculous, right? And because of he doesn't even rotate his R5 to let his lieutenants gem out kingdom buffs. It's that ridiculous. But that's irrelevant. That's in the past. I've left there. I'm at 1992. They had an open cap for a while in the middle of a civil war. Somebody tried to buy the kingdom. Same story as 2234, basically. But this time, good leadership actually came in. And so shout out to the leadership of 1992. They're currently reorganizing, getting everything together. They had a bunch of people come in, when the cap was open, trying to sort through that and get everybody all sorted out here. So, and I actually went back and got my farms from the old server. They were all dead, and I'm mad that they, one of them, my main farm, which was Dark Lord Hades, got zeroed. But whatever, have to give away your resources to migrate anyway, and it helps with the passport costs. So whatever. All right, now that I've given you a complete history lesson and caught you guys up to where I'm currently at, let's go take a look at what I've done from a swap perspective. Now, I was gonna get Philip. I've really had my heart set up on Philip, but one of the things you have to ask yourself when you do stuff like this, or when you're considering a commander, what is the gear situation looking like, right? I don't have any gear for leadership, much less legendary leadership gear, okay? And that's a very expensive endeavor. And for those of you who do have legendary leadership gear, more power to you. Maybe you can get Philip. But interestingly, I've heard from a lot of ROK players and YouTubers that Philip is not the Trajan replacement we thought he was initially going to be, or at least Trajan 2.0. He's not that. And it turns out his versatility is really only good with archers. So, although you can use them with other, marches, but he has to be primary, and it's, it was like, Now, my thing is this too. I know a lot of people in ROK swear by 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐶. They do, and they just love it, and they especially double relic Alex with 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐶 primary, and they are just like, that's it. That's I have arrived. I have to vehemently disagree with that take. Every time I run 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐃𝐒, I just get slaughtered, man. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. Even in Canyon, like I try to run 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐃𝐒 in Canyon, and he just dies so quickly. And I was just like, this is not gonna work. So I was like, what it came down to was Philip or William Wallace, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take William Wallace over Philip because, smite damage, that's the meta that infantry commanders seem to be going in. And even though he's old, he still slaps with 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐃 way more than 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐒𝐄. I mean, if you had to prefer one march, of course it'd be William Wallace 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐃 over Alex or 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐼𝐒𝐄. Come on. And it just so happened that my William was like 5.5, 3.2 or something like that, where the 𝐂𝐻, the South double C I had to give up wasn't that bad. In fact, if I go back and look at my double C, you can see like I had extra commander sculptures left over. So what ended up happening was only paid like 12 tickets to get this swap done, and I'm basically back to a little worse because I was like I was 5.5, 4.5 for double C. Well, actually, I opened up all my gold keys and I expertised them, which I didn't want to do because I hate the expertise on CC. And this is another piece of advice: if you do get double C, don't expertise him because his expertise makes it so that you lose 10% defense, and you're already not tanky enough as it is. But just do like 5, 5, 5, 5, and that's it. Don't hit expertise. I made the mistake and hit expertise, but that's neither here nor there. The point I'm making is that my double C is basically no worse for wear after the swap. Boom. I can still use him to rally forts and, like he never left. All right. My second swap is Charles Martel for the new greatest, theoretically great cavalry commander in the game. And so this was a difficult decision for me because a lot of people love Charles Martel. I mean, I love Charles Martel. I mean, he's one of the, he's not like necessarily field meta, but there's niche ways you can use him because his normal attack damage is so high and because he gives you so many stats that are needed, particularly health and defense. I mean, this guy's like a huge tank, right? And there's different ways you can use him, especially with like skills in certain KVK formats. So I really wrestled with this because the only other commander I had to swap for is William. And so I'm like, okay, so do I choose William or Charles Martel? And I was like, well, if I swap William, I can't get him again. But if I swap Charles Martel, I can get him again because he's in gold key. So eventually I will have him expertise again. And this one hurt a little bit worse because Charles Martel was, obviously expertise, but now he's like all the way down inside here somewhere. I don't even know if I can find him. Like he's like not even on the map anymore. Oh, here he is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's, well, after, he had some gold heads. I used them to make him at least 5.5, 1.1. It just sucks not having his expertise and his fourth skill, because that's like the most important skills he has. So those were my swaps. I was able to beat people in Canyon that I couldn't beat before. Now I can. I was able to beat Korok's ceremony with less troops, with just these marches. And so, you know, kind of show you what the marches are kind of looking like now. So we got 𝐒𝐼𝐍𝐃𝐒 with what's his name, the Viking guy. I'm sorry. What's his name? You know, Ragnar. Yeah, so 𝐒𝐼𝐍𝐃 with Ragnar. That's not really how you want to run this. You want to run it Ragnar 𝐒𝐼𝐍𝐃, but my Ragnar is not expertise. He's 5544, as you can see. And then we have 𝐒𝐒 with Arthur, King Arthur. So, you know, that's pretty much how most people are going to run it, at least the Wells. And then obviously we have William Wallace Liu Che, which is like really nice. You know, we got the Zhu Gailiang, Herman March, everybody's maxed. And then we have the reuniting of Alexander and Joan. They're just meant to be together, and they should be together, and that's basically my 5 marches. Now, here's the thing. 3 commanders I'm going to be able to max today, because I'm going to be able to max, let's see, and the reason why I made this video is to show you guys the max on Ragnar. Now, I don't love his expertise skill because it's very unimpressive and uninspiring, but this is going to be my 3rd legendary commander today. So, hey, I was like, hey, I'm not going to let all this go to waste. I'm going to show you guys. I had about 2,200 gold keys that are open. It didn't lead to anybody getting maxed other than double C, but here we go. I needed 160 heads for the expertise. I got 167. I was able to get a lot from the event that's currently going on, where you complete quests and you can buy gold heads and buy commanders. And guess what? When you unlock commanders, you get to buy a Writer of History, where you can get, you know, 5 to 10 gold heads. So that really helped push me over the mark. And then I bought out the VIP shop worth all the 20 heads that was in the VIP shop. So I was able to put together, you know, 160 gold heads, which 40 of those I got today, which because Karak's ceremony ended, so I got 12 there, and it was just serendipitous. So here we go. Expertise, Ragnar Prime. Boom. One more again. Boom. Here we go, guys. Bam. Expertise. Deals direct damage to up to 3 enemy targets in a fan. 2,200 additional. Target reduces damage to each target by 15%. All troops hit by this skill take a different additional damage every second for the next 2 seconds, 300. So that's why his expertise skill is so unimpressive, because you only get, and what is it, an extra, was it 2,200 for the non-ex, so it's 2,000 non-expertise and 2,200 expertise. That's asinine. They could have done better than that. They should have did like 2,500 or 2,800 expertise, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. He is now expertise, and he's Ragnar, and so we have to do something about that, which means we have to get him. All right, so we've got these going on. Already got that. That's good. So we just have to switch his gear. All right. So yeah, I know this gear is not the greatest gear in the world, but you know, it's my 3rd archer march. I'm sorry, infantry march. I hate that infantry never has any health. Sucks. Yeah, I know. But there feels like something's missing. Just feels like something. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, this 10% defense is like health is like, that's better. Okay. I was like, yeah. Alright, so let's see what we can get if we swap all this around. It's been really painstaking trying to do all this. Boom. There we go. Got the William Wallace with the best gear. We got Ragnar, CPO. Although I do believe that the what's the name of the tree? CPO has the support tree, which has skills that help other people too. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, let me make sure. And that's another thing. I'm glad I just reminded myself of that. Do I have his skills properly equipped to be the leader? Oh, okay, yeah, his skill trees. Alright, cool. That's fine. Alright, so I guess we'll see what happens in Canyon if somebody hits me. I know I'm gonna lose. Some, you know, there's some people that are like strong. I was #1 in Canyon in 2234 like every day, which is part of why they were mad. Like, who zeroes you for hitting them in Canyon? But whatever. So that's why there's going to be this eternal monument to 2234 right here from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, I just want to make that quick video to kind of show you. And then this is where I got like a lot of the gold heads too. If you complete these quests, you can go claim a lot of these. I got like 4 of these, which is how I was able to buy like 4 Writers of History. So yeah, get your gold heads. So now I basically have all the meta commanders. You know, and as far as like field fighting is concerned, now if you want to talk about range commanders, that's a whole separate category. I don't get into range commanders. That's not my thing. I suspect that Lilith is trying to push kingdoms in that direction. So, I mean, in the future, it's going to be better to be a kingdom that has a lot of range marches than a kingdom that doesn't. So you're just going to be able to do damage standing off to the side, not really doing much, and you can use those marches to deter a bunch of people, or like have them along a walking route to hit people as they're walking by, and like use them in other strategic ways that we probably haven't seen yet, because you know, they're starting to get really strong. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do. Like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing, and I'll see you guys later.